If you would, please pray with me. Come, Holy Spirit, fill the hearts of your faithful, and kindle in us the fire of your love. Send forth your Spirit, and we shall be created, and you shall renew the face of the earth. Friends, for anybody who knows me, or anybody who's spent any time with me, there may be something that could come as a shock to some of you, but I am known as a chaos gremlin. I like to go into people's nice, tranquil lives, and I like to stir the pot, make things that you would think would be normal, and I like to upend everything and make your whole life crazy, and then I like to walk away. It's one of my greatest gifts. For those of you that laughed, probably because you've come to know me over the last few years, and it's like, yeah, that checks out. Just imagine what it's like for poor Monsignor. One of the examples I want to give you is this past week, I happened to be over at Queen of Angels, and one of the things I love doing is I love going into the middle school, particularly because the middle schoolers over there, because they're in an elementary school building, a lot of times they have a hard time being differentiated. So I like to go over there, cause chaos, make them feel special, and leave it for the teachers to deal with. Every time I walk over, they don't know if they're gonna let me in. But I was over there this past week, and one of the things that I've been doing since the 8th grade retreat, it started last year, but I love going over particularly for the 8th graders, and I like being able to offer them something that's a little bit different, a little blessing for them, something that they enjoy, that sets them in particular apart from the rest of the school. After all, they're the top dogs. They're the ones that are at the height of being in middle school, right before they go over to being freshmen, back on the bottom of the totem pole again. But I love getting over there, and I love being able to do something special. Well, this year I decided to add a little bit more of an element to it. Normally I would go over and I would just release them from their class. I would walk in the middle of a teacher teaching, and I'd be like, set my prisoners free. And most of the teachers are like, oh, thank God. Some of them are like, how dare you? All of which is deserved, by the way. But this year I decided to do something different. After the 8th grade retreat, I would walk over and I would say, all right, I would check in with the vice principal and the teachers. I said, did anybody get in trouble today? And inevitably somebody would be like, yeah, I did, yeah, I did, yeah, I did. And I would tell them, well, I was going to do this nice thing for you. It was gonna be awesome. I was going to release you, let you guys get done with the day early, go play outside. It's gorgeous outside. I don't wanna be here, you don't wanna be here. But instead, I can't do that because you've gotten in trouble. And just like the military taught me, group punishment is a great way to control yourselves. And so for the sake of this one, you all will be punished. Needless to say, I was hoping that some self-policing would happen. So over this past few weeks, I'd be going over completely random, they would not know. And I would say it again, has anybody gotten in trouble today? Yes, Father, I got in trouble. Well, once again, sorry, because of Billy or Sally, I can't do the nice thing I want to do. Well, it all culminated this past week. I got an email from one of the teachers. Father, you wouldn't believe what just took place. At the very start of school, all the middle school 8th grade boys came together and they had a pump-up conversation of, don't get in trouble today. There is a chance Father Evan's gonna come on Friday and he's gonna release us. Don't mess it up. And my heart was edified because all of a sudden, the whole thing that I was trying to teach them was actually starting to take root. And all of a sudden, this moment of, we don't know when this good thing is going to happen, but we believe that it will. So we better be ready. And as I was starting to think about, just even this morning, the Lord put that in my heart to share with you, because it connects so beautifully to the gospel and everything that we're about right now in this season of the church. Here we are getting to the end of one liturgical season where I get to focus on all of the things that no one wants to talk about. Death, defiance, and destruction. All of the difficulties that the end times will bring, the very apocalypse, which doesn't mean the end of the world. It means the removing of the veil, the seeing real things for being real things. So my friends, I wanna ask you a question, and if you take nothing else from this week, I want you to ponder this for a moment. What would be different in your life? What would you change if Jesus Christ the Lord of the universe was coming here on Monday, if you knew that definitively, if you knew that the second coming, that God in his glory and his judgment was going to be here, not tomorrow, next Monday, you have a week. You have a week. What would be different in your life? I can tell you as a priest who's up here speaking to you, there would be a lot of things that even I would change because I'm fallen just like the rest of you. I need Jesus just like the rest of you. And yet there are often times in my own life and in yours that we don't live as if Jesus is coming. Because after all, Lord, it's been so long. There's always gonna be more time. There's always gonna be more time. There's always gonna be more time. And that is a lie. Because you are never guaranteed tomorrow. So what would be different in your life? Would you be focusing on the promotion at work that comes in spite of your family? The idea of being able to keep up with the Joneses, of having the bigger house, of having the more material goods. Would you really care about that college football game? Would you really be leaving early because you have something better to do? Or perhaps if we knew definitively, all of a sudden things would be in proper order. All of a sudden I would really care about my family a lot more. I would really want to stop harboring those difficulties and frustrations I have with my spouse. Or maybe I would want to start making amends with my parents or my friends. Maybe, just maybe, I'd be willing to forgive how someone has hurt me. And if we're taking it even a step further, maybe, just maybe, Lord, if I had even a week, I would come back to you in your mercy and your forgiveness, and I would stop hiding behind me believing I have it all together. My friends, the end of a liturgical year and the end of this year is a time for us to focus on these truths. The very idea that Jesus Christ, whom we will celebrate next week as King of the universe, where every tongue proclaim and everyone will kneel to the glory of God the Father that Jesus Christ is Lord. All as we begin to celebrate the end of one thing and the beginning of another in preparation for Christmas. But how would your life be different? And that is the question that is posed to each of us. This removing of the veil and setting first things first, priorities first, and telling the rest of the world that they will wait. I don't know about you, but I know that there would be things in my life that I would change. And that is the call on every Christian here and now. Because here's the other truth. Being a Christian is not easy. Being a Christian is the most difficult thing you will do in this life. Even being here right now in this church, so many of us in our American sensibilities and our American sensitivities believe that it is easy and that it is justified, that I can pick and choose what I want to believe. And yet here is the God-honest truth, that this Mass, this place, this celebration, this moment where Jesus, his one sacrifice propelled through time, is not here for your convenience, for your entertainment, or for your comfort. It's here for your salvation. This is the truth of why we gather. So, my friends, as you go this week, the Lord has great gifts in store for you. He has great things lined up for you. He has great ways that he's calling you over and over and over again for that reconversion of your heart. That moment, just like those 8th grade middle schoolers who are prepared for something good. But in order to receive it, it requires something from us. And in those areas that we fall short, we ask for forgiveness. So my encouragement to you is this. Live this week as if Jesus is coming back. because one day he will. And be honest about him of the things that you want to change and the things you don't want to change. And see how he calls you into greater conversion this week.